Svetlana.
Hello, Victoria.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. And just a moment, I'll check my screenshot with questions that we are should to discuss.
Mm-hmm. Which questions did you take for B1 or B2?
No, for me, more preferable maybe are two B1 questions because they're simply. But if you insist on to switch to the next level, of course it's also option.
No, I don't mind.
Okay. The first question is why it's a problem when plastic items stay around for hundreds of years after being thrown away? I think the answer is very simple because the plastic items can't decompose to some very, very tiny units and tiny pieces because it's not organic waste, it's just plastic. And I know that the plastic items can't move around our planet and to be on the sea, to be on the ocean, and of course they can be also in the stomach of some sea animals. And the people and scientists now could find some pieces of plastic everywhere, and including our Arctic Sea and including our North and South Pole. And that's a very big problem. And what about you? What's about your point of view?
I agree with you, but I don't see the way what to do, because all our little steps, like separate the garbage or something, I think they are not, it's not enough, and we can change anything.
Yes, of course. And these changes should be more bigger and more serious than now, because I also agree with you that actual and current measures are not enough and are not sufficient for solving this problem with plastic. And I'm living in Spain now, and there is absolutely a different approach to sorting and separating garbage than in Russia. And I would like to say that is very difficult to separate garbage following the very strict and maybe ridiculous, not so ridiculous, just a moment, rigorous, very rigorous rules of sorting the garbage. And we need to separate plastic items and some packages and pack from any items from shops. And before it, we need to prepare plastic in special way. We need to clean, for example, yogurt caps. We need to wash bottles and all plastic garbage. We should prepare before throw it, and before the garbage people take it away. and it's not so easy. And because in my case, I have a lot of examples when garbage people refuse to take away my garbage because of it was not so good and it was not so enough prepared before thrown away. And but regarding to the answer of first questions, I think that even these measures in Spain or in Europe in general, they're also not enough for solving this problem of plastic pollutions everywhere.
Yeah.
I see. Tatiana, what about you? I mean, you're in Poland. Do you do something?
Yeah. Yeah, we started sorting our garbage, but it's mainly for ourselves and not for the environmental. I explain you why. Because in Poland we have no really reusable garbage. It's all end up on landfills. Illegal landfills.
Illegal.
Illegal. So, and our government says, we don't know how to do. Previous government did nothing with it 10 years ago, So, but, we do it for ourselves because I think we're planning to move from Poland. Yeah. Because one of reasons is environmental problem, but not the only problem. Yeah, with pollution, and they don't want to do anything with it here in Poland.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. For example, we spent all summer in Sweden this year, and they only do, yeah. So, for example, they need wood. Yeah, they cut out the wood, but immediately they
the exact.
The new one. Yeah. So.
I know that in Switzerland there are garbage factories are in the city because they have really good filters, and the air after all these procedures of
destroying,
elimination.
Garbage. After all these procedures, the air is very clean. So that's why factories are in the cities, and that's okay.
I know such factory in Vienna, in Austria, in the capital. Yeah. On the bank of the river where people can swim if they want. Yeah. And at the bank, there is a factory for reusable of garbage.
How do you think, Tatiana, they can pollute this river by wastes? And do you think this factory works so clean and without some wastes? Yes. And,
they even say about it. Yeah, it's so clean. So yeah, it's official public beach. At this river. Yeah. The beach and this factory is very close. Are very close to each other.
I believe you. But as for Spain, I'm not sure about these factories that reuse and
Reusable?
And factories that generate something from garbage. How to say it? Reuse or not?
Reusable. Reuse.
Yeah, they generate the actually not only some products, but they generate the energy. Usually they burn it out. Like in US, they have a lot of plants for like trash plants. You just need to see the guidelines.
For produce energy, yes, producing
Mostly,
energy.
yeah, mostly they produce energy, but sometimes they kind of trying to recycle the elements. I mean, plastic and metal usually.
Yes, and what about the wastes and some kind of side effects of this producing? Maybe you know about it, because it's not so clean process, and also
it's a clean process. It depends on the money, how much you invest. For US, it's mostly about 98%. So there's only CO2, which is like any combustion stuff is, emissions all over there. So it depends how bad is your rules in your country. I mean, how limitations.
Yeah.
And it's controlled by government.
I don't know what country you're talking about. I mean, if you're talking about US, it's controlled by state government. Each state has different rules.
I'm speaking about Spain, but I'm not sure about this type of plants and or fabrics.
I can send the link to the chat. For example, how it's going on in Massachusetts, for example.
It's interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
Please. Yes, please.
I think in Europe the same. Such plants must be controlled by government, but it depends on
government.
Corruption, for example. Yes. Yeah.
Depends on political system and some honesty of government and some head of government and so on. Maybe we can discuss something about bike cars or electric cars.
Svetlana, Victoria just uploaded the link to this, combustors in Massachusetts, if you would like to be aware.
In the chat, yes?
Yes, in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
So we can read it a little bit later, otherwise all the time will be burned out.
You can explain us, Sasha, in short, all this article.
In short. What is it in short? But, it's all about business. So if you want to make a business, the trash and the waste, like solid waste, like we call it here, is the main issue and the main reason how to make this stuff. So you need to have enough probably facilities to recycle and remake this waste to energy or to some kind of other elements like plastic and metal, because we have like special scrap yards with the metal stuff which they recycle. Like they usually, I mean, you go with all this trash like washers, drawers, and other metal like fridges and all these appliances all over the US. So they're paying you about $2-3 per 1,000 kilos of the metal. Usually it doesn't really matter what metal, even if it's a stainless steel, which is really expensive, but it looks like they're ripping you off buying for that, such a low amount of money, this metal. But anyway, they still exist in every state. If you start googling, I mean, in California has the bigger and the more strict limitations for all these waste facilities and all these trash plants. So if we Google like California trash plants or California waste management or combustors like in Massachusetts, probably you see they have a strict guidelines like about several thousands of pages how should the plant works, what it should, what it shouldn't, because people in California kind of a little bit crazy about their you know air and water solutions and contamination and other stuff, the strictest in the United States. That's why they
And
All
this
these
is a good
companies.
tendency to be crazy a little bit about contamination of the world and the ecological issue. I think it's very good tendency. And I hope that this tendency come from USA to another countries, to another less development, with less development economical countries.
It depends what are you going to do with this, because somebody believe in this stuff. I mean, me personally, I don't. So it looks like, I mean, yeah, I see they making something, they trying to do some efforts to do something better or cleaner, but
It's business.
it's a business. And
Business.
there's a lot of parts of this business when they limit the companies, when they charge you every single tax, because of I don't know what, because they think, oh, blah blah blah, you should separate plastic and regular trash. I mean, should I? Or maybe you should pay me for separating. I don't have so much time for doing this. I don't know for whom. I mean, it's business for them, but it's not business for me. Why should I do that? Because somebody tell me, I mean, nothing really changed. I mean, yeah, of course we have pollution all over the like Tatiana said about the all over the Poland and other countries like China and all this South Asian region where it's really contaminated and where it's really hard to live. But I mean, in developed countries, it's not such a big issue.
But in perspective, I think in perspective, it can be a big issue also, even in development countries also. But if we didn't start do and we didn't take efforts to clean, for example, our plastics cups before thrown away, to separate our garbage.
People are lazy.
I think. What?
People are lazy. It should be business. Otherwise, it doesn't work that way. And US just proved it several times. If it's a business, it works like a business. If it's like, now I want to do it, and the next year I don't want to do it. All these free initiatives, they usually starts and stops.
I agree. But if it even if it's a business, but it's useful business, and if somebody or someone can influence on minds of ordinary people, and they believe that to sort garbage and to prepare garbage, it's a very fantastic way to get rid of when our planet get rid of some garbage. And I think why not? Of course, somebody take money and can earn money for this business. Another not earn money for this. But in general, if we will estimate the general effect for our planet, I think it makes sense or not.
Svetlana, how much time during the week can you spend for organizing and managing this waste and plastic and metal? I mean, I'm just just imagine I have 2 or 3 kids, and you don't have time for your kids. Would you organize all this management with the waste instead of helping your kids or your family or your relatives?
Now, perfect timing. Called perfect timing. Okay, I can see people smiling, which is amazing. So hopefully you enjoy the conversation. Is there somebody who wants to share the expressions. Maybe you learned something new about the environment today, or maybe something else. So wow, it's super windy in Belgrade. Okay, so somebody wants to share anything with us. Maybe your favorite expression, or maybe your impressions about the article, or something.
Well, we didn't use that word in our question, but like one of my favorite words in that kind of topic is pollution.
Oh yeah, but it's pretty like I'm sure that everyone knows this word, so try to avoid that. But it's always good, always good to use the words that you like when you speak, and this is important for the progress. Okay, somebody else who wants to share something, emotions or
can I say something? So we, with our group, we have come to conclusion that it's high time for our government and authorities to go green and to switch to the problem, to change the situation and contribute to solution of environmental crisis.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the time for the government. Yeah, that depends on the government, really. But to my mind, that also depends on everything in the very end depends on the government, because the government also can develop some educational curriculum activities to educate citizens. So yeah, in the very end, it's never about the people, it's always about the government. Okay, fair point. Good. Somebody else who wants to share something?
I like expression environmental rights.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. It seems that after not many years, it will be the main issue to live in environmental, which is good for your health. For me, a pretty important issue now.
I guess it isn't. I hope it is important for everyone, because I've heard some important saying that's like recently. It wasn't even a thing. I guess I watched some lecture or something, and it was said that like we're not going to harm the nature. Like nothing's gonna kill the planet. Like the planet is a huge stone that just wanders across the space. You cannot kill a planet, but we're gonna kill ourselves. So that's our problem, not the planet. Yeah, that was very interesting for me, because I was like, wow, that's a good point. Nothing's gonna happen to the planet. We're just killing ourselves. Okay, somebody else.
I want to add another good news, because just a few days ago, it was news about Mont Blanc, that Mont Blanc Pike has reduced to 2.5 meters because of global warming. So mountain become lower, a bit higher.
Okay. Somebody's following the environmental news here. It's good. Okay. Good. Somebody else wants to share anything? No.
I want to add one thing. I understood today that nature is like human's body, and we care. How we care about it, it's like a food quality for our body.
Yeah.
If it's bad, nature dies faster.
Yeah. You can reflect on that way. Yeah, of course. No. Yeah, that makes sense. Good. Okay, good. Guys, let's finish here. It's time to finish. Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation. And even if you didn't enjoy the conversation and you think that people in your group were absolutely terrible, please remember that it's always good for your speaking skills to practice conversations. Even if you don't practice English, like I don't practice English now. I work in an international organization, but I speak the local language, and I stopped practicing my English for some time, and now it's pretty hard. So like every chance that you get to speak English is good for you. So always use that chance. And we usually have the habit of taking, I wanted to say picture, this is not a picture, this is a screenshot. So of taking a screenshot, we're going to take 3, because it is 3, it's a lot of us. So I'm going to take 3 screenshots so we can have a picture of ourselves to remember about the class. And yeah, just give me some time. I'm gonna tell you when. So picture number 1, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Give me some time. I'm gonna save it.
See you next time, guys.
I'm not very technically smart. Okay, picture number 2. 3, 2, 1. Amazing. And picture number 3. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Okay. So hopefully everyone is going to be in the picture. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to share the presentation because it's boring, but I'm going to share the words and again, one more time, the article. So now if you want to read the article, go ahead and read it. You know probably most of the words from there now. So it's a cool article. Alex, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to add some encourage to all who are trying to broke the English speaking barrier. Guys, it's a cool quote. I use it a lot in all my life. Don't compare your first day with others' hundreds. Please remember it.
Yeah, that's a good note. Okay, good. So as I said, I'm gonna share the materials from the class. And thank you so much for coming. And I will see you next time. When? Can somebody tell me when? Can somebody tell me when?
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
14th
Bye-bye.
next week. Yeah.
Thank
Thank you
Bye,
very
guys.
much.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
Bye, bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.